let's bring him in. He's batting cleanup today. Oliver Sloup, Blue Line Futures. He's in Chicago. Oliver, what jumps out of you there, if anything?
Boy, not a lot jumps out to me. We're just kind of in a holding pattern here ahead of tomorrow's USDA report. And looking at the corn market, that March contract specifically, we're kind of right in the middle of this week's range, 450 on the downside, 460 on the upside. And I do think that we could see a bigger directional move. It's just which way is that going to be? If we get a friendly report, we get out above 460, I think there's probably another 10 to 12 cents that you could tack on the market pretty quickly. And on the opposite side of that, if we get a bearish report below 450, you're looking at a 10 to 12 cent drop there. So volatility is relatively low. I'm happily optimistic on corn still, but with volatility low, I think producers ought to be looking at some downside protection just in case we do get a bearish report. And if you use put options, that keeps your upside open on that front. Soybeans still holding out for a little bit more of an upward move. I think we've been talking about that, you and I, for the last several weeks. Is kind of a contrarian play, thinking that a lot of this bearish news has been talked about and baked into the market pretty darn well. And that market's still mostly range bound too. It was nice to see the market come off those early morning lows and finish near $10. If we can get out above 10.10 to 10.15, I think there's some runway for that market to move higher.
Yeah, there's a lot of pundits out there saying that they think that we might see the USDA pull back on some of these final production numbers. Do you have that feeling too, or no?
Yeah, we saw the USDA make some adjustments back in November, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them continue to make adjustments. And I think that could surprise people and maybe give this market that next leg higher that hopefully the producers can enjoy. And I think if we do get that upward movement and a friendly report, I think you're going to want to capitalize it, because we're going to be talking about acres before we know it, and potentially a bunch of them coming down the pike.
To that point, real quick, 95 million acres has been talked about on this show before. Are you in that camp, or is that a little bit too much for you?
It seems a little bit lofty right now, but nothing's out of this question. It's going to be a fun spring, no doubt about it, when we're talking about weather and acres. All
right, great stuff. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Oliver Sloup. He's with Blue Line Futures. He's up in Chicago. We'll be right back. 268.72. Another good board, folks. Feeder cattle climbing that wall of worry. And finally, let's take a look at lean hogs. And they got the memo finally today. We got all three of them up here. That's pretty good going. 267 better in Feb. The price, 82.15. If you go to April, that's up $2.70 to 87.77. All right, let's bring in our guest analyst who's batting cleanup today. Going to clean up the mess for us here. Anything jump out at you when we take a look at those livestock closes?
Boy, just an absolute roller coaster, and what a difference 24 hours can make in these markets. Yesterday afternoon, we were kind of talking about, potential for plant closures or reduced kills. And this morning, the market shrugged that off, gapped higher, and really didn't look back. We saw new contract highs for a lot of different markets out there. How much more upside is left is going to be the big question. That April contract for live cattle, the high 198.75, just a stone's throw away from that $2 mark. And at this point, almost seems like they're going to go try to see what's up there. Although the market has been friendly from a fundamental standpoint, I still think that everyone on the same side of the boat is a sign of caution. So if you've got some downside protection or prices that you need to protect, I think this is an opportunity to do so. As mentioned in the grain segment, using options can be a great tool for that, to keep the upside open, while at least having a floor and having some peace of mind when you sleep at night.
Absolutely. Great stuff as usual. Really appreciate it coming on. Thank you very much. Happy New Year to you, Oliver. Oliver Sloup. Great content all year long. He's with Blue Line Futures up in Chicago. Bring it back down here to Suzanne.